Yo, what is going on, guys? It is your boy Pup, and today we have week 1 of the 6th season of the PSL. This is my 2nd season, and last season we made it to finals and lost. We got 6-0'd, which is unfortunate, but you know, it set us up in a pretty good spot. Like, I don't know, we got one of the worst draft picks, but you know, we're continuing our dynasty. We still have some good pieces on our team, like Minior. We still have Terapagos. We still have a couple mods, and we traded for a lot of really good stuff. So I am very hopeful that this season is going to be even better than the last. If you guys do enjoy the Draft League content, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And yeah, I'm going to do a sort of like off-season recap, and then I'll do my team builder for week 1 and then the battle. So I should have timestamps for all of that stuff. But first of all, let's just look at what my team looks like right now. So I'm going to put it on the screen. Ninja's team will be there too. But we have Terapagos. So our first overall pick in the other season. Still got this thing on contract for another season after this, so it's gonna be staying. Then we have Iron Boulder, and Iron Boulder is pretty insane. We ended up trading just a 3rd round pick to get Iron Boulder, and I think that's due to just the price of that thing. I think it's a 23 point mon, which is absolutely crazy, but it's definitely worth it for me. I didn't really have trouble with my points. I mean, I didn't have very many after I traded all of like these good Pokemon, but you know, I think Iron Boulder is going to be great on the team. It provides a great speed tier at 124, a lot of attack, booster energy potential for either speed or attack is great, and I can definitely run some pretty fun stuff with that. People are going to have to over prepare for it. Then we ended up getting Tapu Koko. So I traded my 1st round pick, and then we swapped some other picks for Tapu Koko, just because I really needed a good fairy, and Tapu Koko was like, it was probably better than anything I was gonna get with a 31st pick. And you know, I just really need a fairy since I traded Enam, so I thought I would get Tapu Koko. I need another fast Pokemon, so 130 speed works perfectly. I needed an electric type. Since I don't have any else on the roster. So I picked up Tapu Koko, and I only have Tapu Koko on contract for 1 more season, I'm pretty sure, but I'm definitely going to make the most of it, and it does a pretty good job on this team. Reminder, there is no terrain, there's no weather, so no like electric terrain, Iron Boulder stuff, which would be great, but we're just going to have to run telepathy, which is fine. It means I can use shiny Tapu Koko, I'm pretty sure, which is pretty cool, but I can still run a lot of really cool sets like what I'm bringing today. We also got Pecharunt on the team, so I think I traded Pecharunt for Enam, so Enam Therian just straight up for Pecharunt, and Pecharunt's awesome. It's only got 88 like speed, but I mean every single stat is 88 except for the defense, which is 160. So Pecharunt is going to be a crazy physical wall. I mean, not like we needed more physical walls because we have Fortress and we have Runerigus on the roster. But it's really nice with its signature ability, Malignant Chain, and its signature ability, like signature move, signature ability. Pretty much 50% chance of toxic the opponent when I hit them with this poison move, and it'll confuse them as well. So that's awesome. I also get like access to recovery. I have Parting Shot. I can run a lot of cool stuff like Nasty Plot sets. I can just run like Hex with a bunch of, you know, status stuff. It doesn't get too much coverage, but I think it does its role very, very well. We have Regidrago on the team still. I think that thing's on the team for just 1 more season. I'm not 100% sure. We have Runerigus still. We've got Fortress still. And then we picked up Emboar. So I ended up trading a 4th round pick for Emboar. I really just was trying to trade out all my picks for some good mons, and I thought Emboar was great with Tera, even though no Tera stab. But with Tera, it's an insane Pokemon. And I mean, it's got a very lackluster speed tier, but its attack is really powerful. You know, I see a lot of people using it in these low tier Tera leagues where they like Tera it into water or something for like its resistances, and it, you know, it does a good job. It sets a bulk ups, it can trailblaze, it can sweep. It can do a lot of really good stuff. I need a fire type on the team, and a fighting type on the team also does not hurt. So we take those. Next up is Minior, obviously MVP of last season, which is awesome. And I have this thing on for another year after this, or another season after this, so that's insane. And then we finally get to my 2 draft picks. So at this point, I have a 2nd round and a 5th round pick. left after trading away all my other picks. So in the second round, I picked Poliwrath. You might be wondering, why would you pick Poliwrath in the second round? Well, normally Poliwrath is a 4-point Pokemon, which means it can't Tera Blast. You know, it's like kind of mid. It's a mid 4-pointer. But there was a special promotion sort of thing, like a special contract where Poliwrath is 1 point. I think I have him on a maybe it's just 1 season contract. I'm not 100% sure. But he's 1 point for this season, and he can Tera in any type. He can use Tera Blast. So that's a pretty nice water type on the team. It hits a decent speed tier for my team, which is 70. I mean, my speed tiers aren't great. I don't have anything between like 120 and 98. But I still felt like this is pretty nice. It hits very, very hard. I can set up like belly drum sets. I can, you know, run like bulk up stuff. I can just run like a really strong attacker, and it does a really good job at that. And I thought that for 1 point, when I was already kind of strapped for points just because of how I spent my points trading for other Pokemon, I thought it was a no-brainer pick. And then we get down to the 5th round, and I saw Basculin was still there. And I hate to double up on the water types, but it really fit my speed that I needed a lot. So it's a good jump between 88 and 120, so it's at 98. Obviously, it's no faster than base 100s, but that's okay since we have Minior, we have Iron. What am I even talking about, man? I've got Tapu Koko, and I have the Iron Boulder that can all hit that anyways. But Basculin, I get all 3 forms, so I get Red Stripe, Blue Stripe, and White Stripe. So I can run like choice banded sets. I've got adaptability running right here. I can run all sorts of stuff. White Stripe can run Eviolite. I can run like Rockhead sets or Reckless with the other 2 Basculins. So, I mean, it's really just insane. It does so much damage. I have any Tera, so I can Tera Water this guy and just click Choice Banded Wave Crashes, and they do so much damage. I thought it was a great addition to the team, and probably something I'll use a little bit more than Poliwrath. But Poliwrath could still be used. You know, it's nice to have multiple options on the team. So, I mean, like, obviously their team is going to have to worry a little bit. Now, looking at my new team, there are a couple downsides, okay? So, obviously, like, it's very top heavy. I've got a lot of really good top tier Pokemon and then a lot of low tiers. But I think we proved last season that low tiers we can make work. We made them work with Minior. I know we're going to make Basculin work. I think Basculin could be crazy. It could be MVP caliber if I use it the right way, which I'm hoping to. But we have those like really big top tiers. The nice thing is a lot of these Pokemon on the team are only on contract for 1 more season. So after this, I kind of get to go into rebuild mode. I'll obviously keep Terapagos and Minior, but the rest of it will pretty much just be thrown out. And I thought it was better to, you know, push a rebuild off to, you know, the end of this season when I had like a horrible draft pick next season. I mean, horrible draft pick last season. We also said about my speed tiers, like they're horrible. I have a huge gap between 98 and 120, which is unfortunate, but we do have, you know, Tapu Koko, Iron Boulder, and Minior that are all above like a normal like 110 threshold that you really want to hit. So I'm going to be outspeeding most things. Like just looking at Ninja's team, those 3 mons outspeed their entire team, even with like a plus attack nature, which is crazy. And then like we have so many physical attackers on the team. You know, we got Iron Boulder. Luckily, a lot of the top mons are like kind of mixed. But we've got Iron Boulder that's obviously physical. Regidrago goes physical a lot. Runerigus and Fortress, when they're attacking, they're physical. Emboar is obviously physical. Poliwrath and Basculin are physical. Minior is mostly physical but can go mixed. And our special attackers are that Tapu Koko, Terapagos, Pecharunt. We can run Regidrago as a special attacker. Can run Minior as a special attacker. But I just feel like I'm a little focused on the physical side here. I mean, it is what it is. I think that this team is really good. It's honestly better than last season's team. Not having Raging Bull is really upsetting because I was starting to actually vibe with that thing in the playoffs. It started being amazing for me. But, you know, not having Victini on the team, I feel like we've made up for that. I feel like we have a better team overall. And, yeah, I feel like we can maybe take home a chip this year. If not, like, go all the way to the playoffs and win a couple games there. But that's about it for my off-season recap. We're gonna hop right into the team builder. Just, you know, like, if you guys want to skip to the battle, you can. Feel free to do that. But we're facing against Ninja and the Pittsburgh Steelix, I'm pretty sure. And I have the teams on screen. They've got Meloetta, they got Volcarona, they have Conkeldurr, Como, Flamingo, Porygon Z, Zoroark, Buffalon, Cofagrigus, Durant, and Breloom. All of the Pokemon in purple can Tera into any type, and the yellowish, they can Tera into non-stab types. So looking at their team, they have a couple huge threats. The setup potential of Volcarona, of Como is just incredible versus me. They're really nasty. They also have really good priority users with Mach Punch on Conkeldurr and on Breloom. Breloom is annoying with Spore. Zoroark actually looks insane into my team, especially what I'm bringing this week, so I really have to be careful about that. But I noticed that, you know, Basculin kind of goes really hard here. Just with Choice Band, Wave Crash destroys most of their team. Even just like clicking Flip Turn or Aqua Jet does a lot of damage to most of the stuff on their team. And I'm running 200 speed on this with a Jolly Nature. That'll mean I outrun any like modest Zoroark, and then I won't outrun the Volcarona unless they're not max speed. But I outrun everything below. So I feel like that's pretty nice, outrunning everything pretty much that's going to come. I mean, Volcarona, if I click like Choice Banded, Adaptability, Tera Water, Aqua Jet, that thing's going to die anyways. Durant will take 1,000,000, but I don't think Durant comes anyways because it's pretty bad. So the only thing we really have to worry about is Zoroark. But we have so much attack that just Choice Band and Wave Crash destroys their entire team. Only things it doesn't destroy, pretty much the Como. It doesn't like one-shot Cofagrigus, doesn't one-shot Conkeldurr, I'm pretty sure. But we have Psychic Fangs for those things, just in case we need it. Next up, we've got the Tapu Koko. We're rocking a Mirror Herb set this week, which I thought was pretty fun. This thing is my designated switch into both Como and Volcarona, especially if I know that they're going to be set up. I just switch into them. If they like Cling or Soul me with Como, then I'll get the Omni Boost as well. I'll be able to knock them out in one Dazzling Gleam. Even if they're like max HP, I can still knock them out in one. If they go Volcarona and Quiver Dance, I'll get the Quiver Dance as well. I can Thunderbolt them. It's going to do decent chunk, and I have Roost, so I can always stall them out as well. The set is Thunderbolt, Dazzling Gleam, Volt Switch, and the aforementioned Roost. So I just feel like it's really solid versus their team. They don't have any one thing that actually like takes me on super well. They're going to need to run like a Choice Scarf or like a Scarf Porygon Z, or, you know, Scarf Zoroark with Sludge Bomb to really be able to take advantage of me. Everything else like really hates Tapu Koko, and, you know, just chipping their team down with really fast Volt Switches is going to be really nice. And it obviously, like I said, keeps them from setting up as well. I also decided to bring Pecharunt. I know you can't see him, Showdown, you know. But I'm rocking safety goggles on this thing just so I can be like a hard wall to Breloom. So Breloom can't do anything to me. Got Malignant Chain, Parting Shot, Hex, Recover. With max HP, max Fizz Death. I completely wall Breloom. I wall the Conk. I mean, they can click Knockoff on me, but it does 50% the first time, and then I just recover back up. So I'm fine. Obviously, Knock would be annoying to get rid of my safety goggles. But this thing is also really good into like Durant. They can't really do too much. Buffalon, they can't really do too much. Meloetta, Pirouette, can't do too much. And Flamingo, I mean, doesn't do much either. And they only have one Steel type and no Poison types. So Malignant Chain is completely free versus their team. If they do bring Durant, then, I mean, I can Hex it. I'll do a decent chunk. And like I can Parting Shot, I can Recover. This just seems like a really, really good mon into their team. I also decided to bring Choice Scarf Regidrago with Dragon Energy, Earth Power, Sleep Talk, Dragon Pulse. So Dragon Energy one-shots every single member of their team before Tera, besides Meloetta. And it does like 85% max to Meloetta, like 73 to 85-ish with the Modest. So every other mon on their team, barring like some sort of Assault Vest or like Super Spadef investment, completely dies to Dragon Energy. So they're either going to need to waste a Tera on like Steel, they're going to need to waste a Tera on Fairy, which is perfectly fine by me. And if they waste their Tera on anything else, then I just win as soon as Regidrago comes out, as long as they don't have a faster Scarfer or they don't have anything that's like super Assault Vested. But if they do and they end up chipping me, I've got Dragon Pulse. I also have Tera Ghost, so I can't be hit by Mach Punches, which is really nice. And then if I get slept by Spore, then I have Sleep Talk on this thing. I also have Fortress on the team. This is one of my other Pokemon that might Tera in this game. I have Fairy on here with Overcoat. Pretty much what this means is I don't actually get destroyed by Volcarona. I can set up a Toxic on it. I don't get destroyed, like I can't get slept by Breloom. Because of Overcoat, I can just set up a Toxic, set up Toxic Spikes, which are also great into their team. I don't get one shot by Zoroark clicking Flamethrower. I body press that thing and it's gone. That would be like best scenario for me is to like waste my Tera to live a Zoroark hit and body press that thing and get it out of here. But we have max Fizz Def just because of the body press. You know, we got to do some more damage. But I also eat hits really well from like Bouffalon, from that Breloom. From the Conch, we eat a lot of really good hits from there. And then leftovers, I just felt like this was a really nice set into them. And like Toxic Spikes, if we get them up, they're going to be insane since they don't have a poison type. They also, I don't think they have a spinner. They have Defog on like Conkeldurr and Volcarona. But I mean, they really, really do not want Toxic Spikes to go up. They don't want to run Defog on either of those two mons. And then last up, I brought Terapagos. I just want an extra layer of protection from all their like super powerful attackers. So like a setup Volcarona, from a setup Komao, from a Zoroark. I just really want the extra layer. So I'm rocking an Expert Belt set with Dazzling Gleam, Power Gem, Dark Pulse, Aura Sphere. I don't actually like one-shot anything on their team, but if I do get a Toxic Spike up, I one-shot most of their team after the one tick of Toxic, or the one tick of Poison. So that 12%. I should knock most of the things out. We'll be at, you know, a good enough speed with my modest set to speed tie any modest, like modest or adamant Komao-Os, and then we'll outspeed everything under. We also just have max special attack to make sure we confirm those KOs. And I thought this set was really needed just because we can always eat a hit, even from like +2 Komao-O, from +2 Volcarona, and we can do a lot of damage back. Even OHKOing Volcarona if they're only +1, which is really awesome. But yeah, that's the team for this battle. It's definitely going to be a really tough one. I think Ninja went 5-0 in the last season before losing early in the playoffs. But they're a great battler, and I hope that I can just prove that I'm a little bit better this week. That's about it for the team builder. See you guys in the battle. Alright, so we are here, see Pickle's team, or Ninja's team, Ninja of Pickle. They got Meloetta, Volcarona, Komao, which is annoying. Got the Zoroark, Flamingo, and PZ. Yeah, pretty solid team enemy, if I'm going to be completely honest. I could easily see a lead of Zoroark. I'm annoyed that they didn't bring the Breloom, because I have Overcoat and I have Safety Goggles, Pecharunt. Terapagos stick. They must be on like April Fools or something. But I mean, looking at this team, they have no immunity to Dragon. So I think I just go Regidrago and click Dragon Energy. Looks insane versus them. As they lead Porygon Z. And this Dragon Energy just kills if they're not like Tera Fairy. This also could be Zoroark. They're not. So, oh, it is Zoroark, but it's not Scarf Zoroark. So they just die. Get a free kill with Regidrago. We take those. It's a good way to start the season, I would say. Now they have to really think, because everything on their team dies if they're not Scarf or Tera Fairy. Except for Meloetta. Meloetta lives. Volcarona, if they're like a bulky set, they live. But if not, then they die. Komao definitely dies. Now they actually go Porygon Z. This thing is like, it's gotta be Scarf. They can never knock me out unless they're like modest choice specs, but even then they die. But if they're choice Scarf, yeah, if they're choice Scarf and they're modest, Ice Beam is going to do about 60. So let's see, if I'm at 40%, Dragon Energy, still going to do half to them. And then I have Dragon Pulse, which is really good in the rest of their team. I could also just switch out here. I'm just going to go Fortress. Play a little safer. Yeah, they do just Ice Beam me. They're Life Orb, so not even Scarf. I could have just knocked them out. Oh well. I'm going to set up my T-Spikes here. As they Nasty Plot, that's fine. I don't mind it too much. Tri-Attack obviously knocks me out, but I can always just go back out into Regidrago. And, yep, they do just Tri-Attack, knock me out. But I just go back into Regidrago knowing that they're not Scarf. And I just click Dragon Energy again. I get another kill. Regidrago is just insane here. I don't think they really have much to deal with it. I don't think they have a Tera Fairy or anything. And that's why this mod is so oppressive. Just like building the team, it goes crazy. I'm just going to click it again. They are some bulk. Definitely have some. And now they'll outspeed me. The nice thing is Basculin always beats this thing. Even if they heal up, I'm completely fine with that. So if they Flamethrower here, I don't know, they probably end up clicking Bug Buzz. And Coco can take one. What about Terapagos? I just want to be able to take some hits. I think I'm just gonna sack off the Petron though. I actually don't need it in this matchup anymore. And they do just Bug Buzz, so I mean a good switch for me. And I should live whatever they go for here. I could also just Parting Shot out to Basculin. They might save this thing. So I'm just gonna Parting Shot. Now we go Basculin. I'm gonna send off a Choice Banded Aqua Jet. And just destroy them here. Nice first kill for Basculin. That's fun. If they go Komao, it's hard Tapu Koko. Probably for Flamingo as well. But they just go Meloetta. Let's see, what do I do here? I could go Petron. They might be like physical. He said that's not the one I wanted. My bad. I'm just gonna go Terapagos for now. I mean, I could go Coco. I kind of want to keep Coco healthy in case they're set up Komao. They say I forfeit. Oh man. I mean, we just destroyed them with the Regidrago. That's really all it was. Regidrago just chunks a hole in them. And they just forfeit the battle. So we get a nice 5-0 to start out. Yeah, I mean, they just forfeit, so that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. And we take those. I don't think that it was going to get down to less than like a 5-0. I mean, less than like a 4-0. So at this point, Regidrago wins. If they go Komao there, then I just go into Tapu Koko, and we're chilling. I always knock them out, no matter what. I mean, if they go for the Clinger of Soul, if they're like Fairy Berry, then they die afterwards, because I get the Mirror Herb. If they're just like Belly Drum, they die. Because they take all that damage. If they go Flamingo and try to set up, I go Tapu Koko and I just win anyways. So yeah, good game and starting off strong. So hopefully we can make a run. If you guys enjoyed this one, then yeah, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next week's battle. Peace out.